Hey everyone, we're back with Ender Lilies.
This is definitely Ender Lilies.
100%.
Hope you were looking forward to more Ender Lilies, because this is it.
Yep. This is Idrin.
It's Char.
And we're finally back to this, after forever.
At Ender Lilies, which we've been playing for weeks now.
Exactly.
You see,
It felt like forever.
the way you make a bit work is you just double down on it, regardless of how unfunny it is.
Exactly. That's 90% of our commentary.
That's the Travis McElroy school of commentary. School of comedy. If something's not funny, just keep going and it'll be funny eventually.
I mean, he is the funniest McElroy brother.
You know, at times, I find him to be often the most clever.
Hello, Aerith.
What do you want?
Haven't seen him before. He your new boy toy?
This seems familiar.
He's
Yep.
my
I feel like we've
bodyguard,
done this
if
already.
You must know.
Wait a minute. Those eyes. Is he the one who beat up Reno?
We did lose some footage, unfortunately.
And what if I am?
Shh.
Need to cross my T's.
No one has to know
dot
about that.
my eyes. That's all.
Stop talking about eyes!
Cloud, leave him be. Rude's not a bad person, really.
No, I'm not bad. But like it or not, I sometimes have to do bad things.
I think I might have mentioned this last time, but I do like the better characterization of the Turks.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't take it personal.
It's so much better that way.
Before they were honestly just kind of faceless goons, but now they actually have personalities.
All bark,
Yeah.
no bite.
You're one to talk.
No need to get rough.
Stay back.
Just as good as always.
Yeah, didn't you tell me you were doing better?
I thought I was.
Get him! Can't you leave us alone?
I apparently completely blanked on every button in the week since I got back up to here.
Gotta get a little payback for my partner.
Come on, man.
Yeah, this is going great.
Yeah.
Too bad.
Alright, well we got him assessed. So, give me a second.
Hope you got wind attacks.
I'm sure I do.
Soldier high.
First class.
Okay.
I forgot that that breaks block.
Yeah, this is going great.
Let's do this.
So how's everyone else doing? I hope better than this.
Maybe this will do the trick. Go on!
It doesn't help that I picked up with one of the more difficult bosses. Plus, I am playing on normal now rather than easy.
You are playing on normal rather than easy. That's true.
Yep.
Had you fought Rude in the save before?
Yes, I had, and it went about this well.
Rude is... I think he's a really good fight.
He is. I love the fight, it's just incredibly tough.
It's moderately tough.
Okay.
Incredibly tough so far. I would say it's one of the tougher boss fights so far.
Well, yeah, it's because the bosses in this game tend to sort of progress
I
linearly.
believe that I have.
Yeah.
There's very little backsliding in terms of the boss difficulty because of the way the game is set up.
Yeah.
I need to get back to it myself. It's been literally years since I played it, and you're about to catch up to me again.
Then think about changing careers.
You'd think I would have played it some in that entire huge break that we had.
You'd think so.
It's also like how I had all summer to finish the Owl House, and I just didn't.
That's pretty strong.
And then I started watching it in an attempt to finish again, and I just didn't.
You don't know.
We should make that our next one then.
In fairness, I stopped watching the second time because I caught COVID, and I just didn't feel up to it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to associate it and COVID.
That's understandable.
Like how I associate Kingdom Hearts as a concept with having a really bad fever.
Shit!
I did not know that.
Yeah, that and Breath of Fire 3. I can't play either one anymore because I had bad fevers while playing them. Like,
Oh, that's a shame.
like brain-melting fever.
Get him.
So I cannot play those games or even, like... I can't really even wiki dive them without getting the same association. Which sucks, because Breath of Fire 3 is, like, the best one.
It is a really good one.
You were playing it recently, weren't you?
I was playing the original.
I thought... Oh, okay, I thought you were doing... For some reason, I thought you did original and then started 3. On my recommendation.
I was going to jump into the next one, and then I picked up Final Fantasy Tactics instead.
I mean, honestly... I can't say... Wait, hold up. Is it Tactics or War of the Lions?
It's Tactics, the original PS1.
Okay, yeah, then they're about the same translation quality, so...
Oh, I was actually playing the original BF with the translation patch that made things a lot...
You weren't playing the original then, so fuck off.
I was, by original, the first one.
Oh, the first Breath... Yeah, I was talking about Tactics and Breath of Fire 2. Breath of Fire 2's translation is even worse than 1's.
Oh, no, I mean I was playing Breath of Fire 1 with the translation patch. Final Fantasy Tactics, completely original.
That's... Okay, that's what I said. Who's on first?
Third base.
I never saw him do that attack before. Where he's like punching the ground.
Yeah?
Never seen that before. Yeah, a lot of the magic of the original of Final Fantasy Tactics is how terrible the translation is. It's so bad.
And how good the story is despite that, somehow.
Every little bit helps. Get him.
Yeah, just the original translation of Tactics is just such word salad, and Breath of Fire 2 is just as bad, to the point where there are several points in Breath of Fire 2. Hang on, I'll
Just leave us alone.
talk about this on the far end.
You know I can't do that.
I forgot his fucking ringtone.
Hey there, partner. I'm sure you're having the time of your life, but we're needed on standby for a job and something about Sector 7. So get your ass back here now.
Understood.
Why is he, like... He's sitting there, like, grumbling about, like... Hey, come back.
Everyone hates talking on phones.
Everyone hates Reno, also. That's not true. I actually really like Reno.
Go home and stay
Reno's
there.
pretty cool.
I think as of the remake, I think I might like Rude even more, though.
That's where I was after Advent Children, and this just made it even more.
The problem was, in Advent Children, they played up the goofiness, like, a lot.
Yeah, they really made the Turks kind of like comic relief.
Which, I mean, granted, that's kind of where they ended up in 7, but...
But at the same time, they made them seem like complete non-issues, like not even a threat.
Yeah, like they're there as a speed bump at worst.
Yeah. Which, I mean, part of that is because the villains were so crazy, but even so.
But yeah, there are parts in Breath of Fire 2 where, because the translation is so bad, you have no idea where you're supposed to go next.
Wait a sec.
They reference a character that you don't know, because they don't use the proper name.
I think I remember that.
Coming?
Yeah, because they don't know how to translate it, and it was, done by several people. They didn't have a consistent translation for several character names.
Hmm.
So there's one point where they're like, go talk to this major character. And it's like, who the fuck is that? This is the first time this character's name has been referenced. But then especially because Final Fantasy Tactics is like, the story of Tactics is a whole lot of political intrigue and like following, oh, this guy has made this maneuver in this political arena, so in, response, these other guys are moving their literal army into this area and we have to go fight them.
Into this.
So, yeah. It was that kind of day. Let's go. Shouldn't keep Mom waiting.
Hey, what'd they say?
Good work today, guys. Kidding. They didn't say a word. But, never mind. It's not like you'd believe me after all.
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Famous liar Aerith Gainsborough.
Tell me anyway.
Really?
Yeah.
It won't be much longer now. The flowers, they have something important to tell us. Something they need to share with us. At least, that's the feeling I get. But before they can, there's a final step that has to be taken. Otherwise, we won't hear them. Maybe I should just give up.
You should probably just give up.
Honestly, it's what I do best.
It'd probably end up better for Aerith if she
Could
did.
have fooled me.
I mean, in this continuity, it's hard to say.
Well, today's special. That's why I've been working my butt off.
I'm still trying to figure out this continuity.
What's so special about it?
Did you see
Okay, time to go.
the statement that they made regarding the scope of Remake?
Learn to talk to her.
I did not. I've honestly avoided as
Did the
much
flowers
news
say
about
anything?
Remake and the sequels as possible.
Okay,
Good
so I
work
probably
today,
shouldn't tell you
guys.
then.
That's the spirit.
I know that the second one is going to be more open worldy, but that's as much as I know about it.
Well, it's because the first one, I'm sure you already know, it's Midgar. It's just the Midgar
Yeah.
chapter.
Yeah.
It's the Midgar chapter that they wanted to put into the original game, which is like, honestly, Midgar in the PlayStation version wasn't insubstantial.
Yeah. But then you get to this, and even then it's night and day.
I mean, sure.
No, I'm not saying that to bash on the original, because it was amazing in the original. I'm just saying that seeing...
Let's not get started on that, just because, my stance on the original. I think it's your stance, too.
It's overrated, but I still think it's a really good
Already?
game.
It's still a very good game. It's just massively overrated. It is not
Yeah.
the best Final Fantasy by
Yeah.
far.
That's enough for one day.
But it is still... I think it's definitely my top 5. I don't know if I'd say top 3.
I think it's top 5. I think it's probably 4 or 5th in my top
Where
5.
have you two been? I've been worried sick.
Sorry. We got a little
The best
sick.
is obviously 6. Everyone knows that.
Dinner's
Yep.
ready, in case you're
Yep.
wondering.
Second best is obviously 5.
Before we sit
Questionable.
down, I want you to make up the guest room.
Gotcha. Take a look.
I think 6, 5, and 9 are my top 3.
I was gonna
In
say
that order.
6, 5, and 9, but not necessarily in that specific order.
Yeah.
I was never a fan of 5, just because I didn't have a good way to play it.
Judging by those eyes,
Hmm.
I'm guessing you're a soldier.
Even with, like, a PS... not a PS, SNES emulator.
I hate to ask, but would you leave
parts of
tonight
the
without any
problems
fuss,
were
no
like-
questions?
Even with
You
the
boys need
translation
to
patch,
train
they couldn't translate
normal life.
everything. Like, any
For
dialogue that
Mhm.
happened in
You
a
can't
full-on
have it both
cutscene
ways.
that
Mm.
wasn't in a text
Good.
box, they
Now,
couldn't
I
translate.
hope you're hungry.
Oof.
Starving.
So, like, the ending was just fully in Japanese, because all the text was not in a text box.
Mhm.
There are a couple other times. And then, you know, when I tried to play it,
never
I
been so
played
proud.
the PSX version with the god-awful loading times.
Women must be hounding
And
the
a
day
pretty
of
awful
night.
translation also.
The translation of that wasn't great either.
You know, there's all kinds of temptations in the big city. I'd feel a lot better if I knew you'd found a good girl. One who'd make sure you didn't get into trouble.
I can take care of myself.
An older, more mature girl that could keep you on the straight and narrow and tell you when you're being a silly goose. That's the perfect type for you, I'd say.
Don't want to overstay my welcome.
Alright, let's see if you can pull it off. Uh-oh, Aerith left the party.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Okay, my hand is entirely off of the control stick, and I'm going to move the camera first. First bucket is passed.
Yeah, when we did this
No,
last
wait.
time, didn't you just immediately kick that bucket?
Well, the way the camera is, it's literally off screen.
Yeah, but also you literally kicked the bucket.
Yeah. And then I also did it the second time.
Don't you, isn't this how you navigate your house at night? Is you just slowly vibrate around?
It's the safest way to do it.
It's just, brrr.
See, the thing is, if I walk normally, then I can't predict his stride for these stupid props.
His name is Strife?
Camera tried to trick me there. This is perfect video for a Let's Play.
This is enthralling gameplay.
There. First try.
You're leaving.
Uh-huh.
So
Just
how do I
vibrating
get to Sector
around.
7?
It's
Like one of those
simple enough.
electric football
Just cut
games.
through Sector 6. It isn't exactly safe, but you should be okay, seeing as you're a soldier.
Was one.
Promise me, you'll never talk to Aerith again. Please.
You got it.
Thank you.
I mean, my family wasn't a very big football family.
I had one at my grandparents' house. Well, it wasn't even mine. My dad had one that was still at my grandparents' house.
I was about to say, that's like a toy from our parents' age by the time we were that old. Or by the time we were around, they were better. I think after the fire, one of the only things we recovered from my grandpa's house, like toy-wise, was a old Sterling engine
Oh,
that my dad showed us one time, and it's been in the basement since. Because it's like a child's Sterling engine toy.
hmm.
If it isn't the new florist.
I'm glad something
Appreciate
survived,
you
though.
helping the kids out today. Thank you.
I mean,
They won't stop
oh, hey,
talking
there's a
about
deer
the
right outside.
soldier
Hello.
who saved the day.
Oh.
And make
Just
sure you
walking
write
past.
that to
Oh, there's
Aerith,
two of them.
too.
Now this
Sure.
one's looking at me. And there's the third. Okay. That's been your deer intermission for the episode.
Anyway, instead of Moogle, this time it's Cactuar.
Wait, did you do something to change that?
It actually does depend on which flowers you pick, it turns out.
Huh. Alright, what the fuck was I saying?
We were talking about toys?
Oh, yeah. I think more stuff survived. I think my dad just put most of it into storage.
Ah, yeah, makes sense.
The thing I remember most after everything is, like, with my dad, because my dad needed to go in to clean some stuff up, try and get what he could before they came in and fully demolished everything. And I remember we found, and keep in mind, I was like 6 or 7 at the time. We found so many stashes of liquor that had survived. But like
Survived a fire. Wow.
yeah, it was just like straight up like glass bottles of like vodka and stuff.
Mm.
And apparently that can survive a fire decently well. No, I just remember finding a whole bunch of them. Oh, we found a whole bunch of pieces of a chandelier that was in their living room or their dining room. That makes the house sound way more fancy than it really was.
I know the kind of chandelier you mean, though. Like one of those, like, standard dining room hanging things.
Yeah, that had just like hanging glass bits.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember there were so many stashes of alcohol everywhere. And my dad had sent me an email a couple years ago. He sent all 3 of us an email a couple years ago. Me and my siblings,
What are you
basically
doing here?
because he wanted to like document everything he knew about the family history, and he went into great detail of my grandfather because it's what he knew the most about. And apparently, even he had no idea that his dad had been drinking at all, let alone that much. No, I take it back. He knew his dad drank occasionally, just not to that extent.
Yeah.
Cloud? Is something wrong?
It's nothing.
Yeah, I remember that couldn't be right because one of the things he detailed is the couple of times that he had to go retrieve his drunk father. I feel like it says a lot
You can see
that
the sky.
I had
They're
no
still
idea
working on
about
the
that
plate.
until my dad sent that
I
email.
don't like this part of Midgar.
So obviously he did a pretty
Back
good
when they
job
were still
shielding us from
building
it.
Midgar,
Yeah.
There was an accident.
Which is probably a good thing.
People had only just started moving in, so there weren't a lot.
Very
of
in
people
character
around
for my
to
dad,
plan.
too.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's?
The underside of Sector 6, Wall Market. A real special place. But I'm sure you already knew that, right?
I didn't tell you? I enlisted pretty much right after I left home. Don't know much about this place, or any of the slums.
Well, it took a lot of people to build Midgar, and they all needed to blow off steam. So some traders built an entertainment district. Inns, shops, bars, the works. Folks started pouring in from all over. Business was booming, money was flowing, which attracted the attention of some guys who didn't much care for the law.
And now there isn't any.
Right. But instead of trying to solve the problem, the government decided to just wall it in. And that's how Wall Market began. Out of sight, out of mind, as the old saying goes. For the folks in charge, there's no better way to deal with it.
So it's like a giant veil.
Yeah. Want to see what's behind it?
Not really.
That's good. Because I know a better way to get to Sector 7. One that, tragically, doesn't go through Wall Market. And it's just through this tunnel here. At least it was, back when I was a kid.